Welcome to the Digital Marketing News. I'm Tiffany Allen.
And with your first story this week, I am Joshua Knight.
Yes.
And if you want to learn more about it, you can contact me in Facebook Messenger because I'm a marketer and I can now go directly from my stories ads to Facebook Messenger.
Sweet.
So that was a segue to my story and basically my entire story.
Excellent.
I'm going to have to say, we all know what stories are, those things that if you want to put some content on social media but you don't want it to be there forever in case you run for office one day, you can make a story. Brands can advertise in said stories. And Facebook has now given us a new option for CTA where it can drop somebody straight into a messenger chat with your brand.
Awesome.
So this works across Facebook and Instagram. One caveat, I would say only use this if you have the resources to monitor it.
Right.
Because inviting and starting a conversation, if you're not going to be on the other end, it's not a great look.
It's not a conversation.
Right. But this sort of dark social,
Yes.
is kind of the way that marketing is going. Increasingly, people are using these private chats instead of public social media. So if your brand can be there in a way that is valuable to a customer, I say go for it.
Yeah, as long as you can monitor it and look at your performance data. Mm-hmm. Hey, Josh, speaking of performance data.
Oh, you were speaking of it just now.
Just now.
What a lovely
How crazy.
segue.
Google Ads, if you've heard of it, is now enabling reporting across accounts in the report editor.
Wow.
Well, so this is limited to manager accounts with no more than 10 accounts on them, but eventually they're hoping to enable this for larger accounts in the future. But it allows you to analyze performance data across accounts within the Google Ads user interface, but it can also be used in a couple of ways. So you can create custom reports, or you can use the predefined reports that Google has provided for you.
So pretty much if you know how to use Google, you already know how to do this thing?
Yeah, absolutely. But it is great for those of us who manage multiple advertising accounts, for agencies specifically, but also for brands that have accounts by business unit and those sorts of things, to be able to look across your portfolio and see how things are going. It's pretty cool. Of course, it'd be great if they enable more than 10 soon, but we'll see how long that takes.
Keep an eye on it. Like, we are data nerds here at the TopRank Marketing Agency, so anything that allows for more analysis, we do the Mr. Burns hands a little bit. Excellent.
I didn't think you could see me doing that.
At your desk all the time.
Fair enough.
She just never stops, really. Hey, you know what is a great story for cis, hetero, white male to report on?
I want to know.
Brands who showcase diversity in ads have a correlation to increased revenue and an increased favorable brand perception.
Oh.
So people who look like me in ads, fine, but we've had a really good run. Ads tend to skew a little bit more to those majority folks, but a new survey from an agency owned by Deloitte, they are called Heat. They are not the Miami basketball team. No.
Fair.
Because what would they know about that? Really. So they found that brands that had the most representative ads, so the ones that looked most like the population, showed an average stock gain of 44% more than your less diverse ads over 2 years. Brands that had the highest diversity scores showed an 83% higher consumer preference. So, I mean, the takeaway of this is, that there are more people in the world than just white folks and dudes like me. So put them in your ads, make sure your ads look like your audience, and it turns out that kind of authenticity is something that audiences tend to dig.
True. And this assumes that they've opted in to see your ads.
Sadly, yes.
Sadly, yes. But did you know 87% of customers would opt out of ad targeting?
That's a lot.
Yeah. So stats from Brightpool and Annenberg Research show basically that 87% of consumers said, given the choice, don't sell my personal information was their preference, which, I mean, maybe we could have rephrased the question a bit, but given the option to receive a reward for their personal information, 21% that they said that they would select that option. 61% said they would still opt out, even if they were rewarded for sharing the information, which, makes sense. But as we know, as marketers, Facebook has had plenty of issues with trust and data privacy and what have you, and folks are still using it. So, grain of salt here. But again, if you're using ethical advertising practices, just make sure that you're giving folks the chance to opt in, opt out. Those who do opt in, probably more engaged and more likely to convert, but just keep that in mind. And also, just don't sell people's data. It's not nice. You shouldn't do it.
Yeah, and then this is going to be a bigger deal as we get deeper into some of this legislation. It's the California Consumer Protection Act, the CCPA, happening in the US, and we had, of course, the GPDR over in the EU. So it's just going to get to be more of an issue. And it's good to know that people at least say they would much prefer it if you didn't sell their data, unless you're very transparent about what you're selling and what they're getting out of it.
Right.
Because people do enjoy targeted ads, it turns out. So bit of a balance play there. I think it all comes down to the kind of digital experience that you're trying to offer to your customer.
Go on.
By an amazing, astounding coincidence, I have a report on some B2B decision makers and the difficulties that they are facing offering digital experiences to their customers. So this is a survey of 700 B2B decision makers from EpiServer. I have it on good authority. They are not affiliated with the EpiPen or the EpiLady.
Right.
Just more of the server kind of thing.
Naturally.
But they talked to these decision makers, and they said that 84% said that increasing digital expectations from their customers and from their partners is the top external threat to the way that they're doing business. And they said that what would make it easier for them to provide these experiences and do business with their customers, the top three, 41% said they would like to offer self-service functionality. Makes sense. 44% said they would love to have pricing on their website, something that their customers are demanding, and 37% said easier scheduling with a salesperson would actually help boost their business. So these are the things that are on their mind for their clients. If you are marketing to them, that's something to keep in mind.
And there are three digital experience technologies that these companies are investing in by 2020. The first of which is web analytics or business intelligence. Makes sense, want to be able to track folks. An email marketing system is next, and then a B2B e-commerce platform. So that definitely plays into the pricing and scheduling with the salesperson, being able to self-serve on a website, of course. But 50% of these respondents say they lack
half of them.
Why, that is. That's one out of two. Say they lack funding to execute digital transformation programs. And 57% agree their company has a culture that is resistant to change. So there's a couple of roadblocks in the way of making that customer experience-centric digital transformation, which we've all heard so much about.
Do you think there can be synergy in your customer-centric digital transformation?
I really, really hope so, but we'll just have to see.
We'll play that by ear. So these are their pain points, and if you're a B2B marketer, then their pain points are your pain points. So stuff to keep in mind to guide your marketing in the future. Absolutely.
Well, that's all the news we have for you today, but of course, if you want more, you can check out the whole article on toprankblog.com. You can follow TopRank on Twitter at TopRank or me at Tiffany_Allen.
Yep, and you can find me at Nitewrites, that's NITEWRITES. And please do subscribe to the blog and to the YouTube channel for all of the cool stuff that we have available for you there. And also, if you have wondered whether your business should have a podcast, and then you've discovered that yes, you absolutely should, and how you can make that happen, you can also visit our website to find our new webinar, The 4 Ps of Podcasting. We'll give you 45 minutes of top to bottom how to produce a podcast and get it out there and get it seen, and I will provide you with one of the tools that I personally use to service our clients for B2B podcasting. So check it out.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's pretty much famous, so you can't really go wrong.
Exactly.
Well, we'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.